A woman was cooking in the kitchen when she suddenly heard strange noises coming from the drain. When her husband Jack got home, she immediately told him about it. Jack went to check the drain but didn't hear anything unusual. Still, Anna insisted she'd heard human voices, voices that threatened to kill her. Since their neighbor John had been renovating his place recently, Jack figured the noise was probably coming from next door. He reassured Anna. Later that night, Anna got up to use the bathroom. Shortly after she left, Jack heard banging on the wall from next door. It was 5 in the morning, and Jack was pissed. He yelled at the neighbor to knock it off, but as soon as he lay back down, the banging started up again. Realizing his warning hadn't worked, Jack decided to confront the neighbor directly. The weird thing was, every time he rang the doorbell, someone would pick up the intercom but never say a word. Fed up, Jack had no choice but to head back home. When he got back, Jack realized the banging was actually coming from their own bathroom. Curious, he went to check it out, and what he saw made his blood run cold. Anna was floating in midair, being pulled by some invisible force, slamming repeatedly into the wall. Terrified, Jack tried to stop her, but he was completely powerless. The next day, Jack was arrested on suspicion of murdering his wife. But the people interrogating him weren't regular cops. They were investigators who specialized in paranormal phenomena. They asked Jack if he'd noticed anything strange recently. Jack immediately thought of his neighbor John and told the investigators about John's weird behavior, how he'd been renovating at all hours, day and night. When the investigators heard John's name, all 3 of them instantly tensed up. Turns out, John had contacted them just a few days earlier, claiming he'd been experiencing paranormal activity for months. John had described always feeling like someone was under his bed. Whenever he'd lie down to rest, the bed would move on its own. He'd checked under the bed countless times but never found anything. When he'd lie back down, his bedside lamp would turn off by itself. When he'd frantically plug it back in and the light came on, he could clearly sense something fleeing from the room. These creepy incidents scared John so badly that he hid under the covers. But it got worse. He felt someone stroking his blanket. He spent the entire night paralyzed with fear. When he woke up the next morning, his place was completely trashed. John kept trying to reach the doctor for help, but was repeatedly turned away by the assistant, who said there wasn't enough concrete evidence to prove it was all real. He set up a video camera before bed, pointing it at his bedside. When the lamp went out again for no reason, he forced himself to sleep despite his terror, only to be awakened by a noise. The camera had somehow fallen to the floor, and a monstrous shadow appeared on the wall. With shaking hands, he turned on the lamp, and the shadow vanished instantly. John didn't waste time. He grabbed the camera and checked the footage. To his horror, he saw that while he was sleeping, a creepy figure had actually stood by his bed staring at him before crawling into the nearby closet.